Okay. Hey everybody, how you doing? I did talk about my Volkswagen Karmann Ghia in a previous video, and I wanted to go into a little more detail with that. You can see on the scissor lift here is the Ghia. As I had mentioned, this has always been kind of a teenage dream car. Fell in love with it at age 15. My buddy's dad had one. We used to take it and drive it. We didn't even have our licenses yet, but it was rural Florida, and it was, man, I don't know, 20 years ago, so things were different. You could do that sort of crap. But this car I found in Cleveland, Ohio. It was an Arizona car, and it came out of Scottsdale. It is very, very clean, very rust-free. I don't know if I can get underneath it at all, if you're even interested, but you can kind of see those pans. Well, you can't see all that great, but those pans are pretty darn clean. Oh, and I just found a really crappy spot. But other than a few crummy spots, it's a really, really clean, rust-free car, which is awesome. Makes it a hell of a lot easier to work with. I don't do body work. I do mechanicals. I have no idea how to paint or fix body work. I don't know. Anyway, I'm in the middle of a pretty big project with this one. I just bought a rebuilt stock geared trans, which I've just put in. It's got the stock gearing, but it's got a nice diff in it, some pretty beefed up spindles in the axles, and this can handle pretty much unlimited horsepower, which will lead me to my next topic. But real quick here, you can see the Keffer brace or the truss brace, which really helps reinforce, prevent any flexion from the wishbone, or wishbone that's supporting the trans. I've also got Rhino mounts here on the bottom, and also a Rhino mount on the nose cone. And then finally, I have a mid-mount transmission mount in there to prevent during launches that transmission dropping, which of course you can really just tear it right out of the mounts and cause some serious issues. So going in with that awesome transmission is going to be, and this thing looks rough, but it's going to be great. There's my long block. That is a 1915 VW long block. It's going to be replacing the what I would call high performance 1600 that I had in there. I built that one, I don't know, a couple years ago. Bumped up the compression, ported the heads. It's got a C25 cam in it, and it was running dual carbs, dual Cadron carburetors. So that was actually a pretty good performance increase for just a base 1600. But as any car guy knows, you get hungry, and it's only a 1.6 liter. So stock. The car in 1966, it was a 1500cc motor, put out 50 horsepower. It was exactly 50. That 1300cc motor was a jump up, I think, from the 46. So big improvement. My 1600, I don't have a dyno, no idea, but I would venture to guess I probably got 60 to 70 horsepower out of it, which you can feel it in a very light car. This 1915 is going to have a pretty good kick to it. I have dual MP HPMX 44s that I just ordered. They're going to sit on this. It has a angle W120 cam. It's got a little bit bumped up compression. I do full flow these. I don't know if you can see, but it's full flow oiling. Many people probably don't know, but those classic VW motors did not have oil filters. It just had a little oil strainer, so the oil got filthy, and the majority of wear from an engine is during cold startup and due to dirty oil, so that eliminates at least the dirty oil portion. So with that 1915 motor, I'm hoping to target maybe about 100 horsepower in a car that weighs, I don't even remember what this thing weighs. It's not much. I'd have to look it up, but I want to say it's maybe 2,000 pounds. It might even be less than that, might be 1,800, but it'll fly. It should be pretty quick. Other cool upgrades I have done to this bad boy. I did update a short shift kit. I've got it kind of torn apart now because I just rebuilt the pedal cluster, but hopefully you can see in there. Am I getting it on there? I don't know. Short shift kit on there. New linkage for the transmission linkage. I put in a new shift coupling. New bushings all around, just to really tighten it all up. I did put disc brakes. I did do the disc brake conversions on the front. The thing stops awesome now. The car doesn't weigh anything, so you slap some disc brakes on it are way better than those old drums that were on there. Although drums in the rear don't seem to be too bad. to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm going to upgrade those. But anyway, I've done a ton of work to this car with a little bit more left. I'm hoping in the next week to get that engine wrapped up as soon as those carbs come in and get that motor in there. I got to have a buddy over to help me because it's not that much fun slapping the motor in one guy or for one man to do it. Although I did get the trans in by myself, so I was pretty proud. I had to muscle that one in. It's a little bit of a challenge. Anyway, it's awesome. Super excited. You can see on my shelves, there's all my VW crap. Boxes of parts all labeled for various engine builds or stuff I've yanked off stuff. So I've got tons of parts. And it's a sickness. It's an addiction, as any of you folks know that are car people. Cars, bikes, boats, whatever your poison is, it is a sickness. But it's fun and you love it. So I'll have more info, hopefully more car updates. I'll let you know when I list up that 911 too. And talk soon. Thanks. Have a good night.